Welcome. What's good?
What up, my guy?
Just another day in paradise, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Things are going good. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple purchases from the web store. Shout out to Grace. She bought a SLAC shirt.
Oh, that's what's up.
I'm not sure if she's on you. I'm sure she'll trickle in, but, shout out to Grace. Got to say something to her. And then I finally hit the even 20K on TikTok. So
Congratulations. That's what's up.
Still rising, man. So, yeah, we still doing it. We still doing big things. So, how about you, man? How's your week been so far?
My week has been good. My week has been great. Everything's swimming right along. Time's moving fast. And speaking of time moving fast, this is Say Like a Champ episode 90. That's pretty cool, though. 90 weeks in a row. We've done this thing consistently, but it's definitely flown by. It seems like we just barely started this. So.
It does.
That's what's up, though. But yeah, but you are rocking with your boys, A-Dub.
And your boy, Strizzy.
And we want to welcome everybody to the show, as we always do. We got Kelly Williams in the building already. What's good?
Yeah.
And
I feel like it's a
bad connotation.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta stop saying that. It's so easy. I gotta stop that.
No, yeah, I feel you though. But that's what's up. But we do want to say, as everybody joins in, don't be afraid to like, to comment, to subscribe, to do all the normal YouTube things. Or if you're watching from Facebook, we welcome that too. Hit the little heart or whatever. And yeah, be sure to make some comments along the way. We want to have an interactive show. We love to point that stuff out. So that's what's up.
All facts.
Any other disclaimers, Strizzy, before we hit the official intro?
No, man. Everything's going good. Again, welcome in everybody as you guys trickle in. And I know you mentioned all the fun YouTube stuff, but also make sure you turn the alerts on as well. So just to make sure that once a new video goes live or goes up that you didn't see live, you're able to catch it after the fact. So so with that being said, man, let's get it.
All right, now it's official. Say Like a Champ, episode 90. It's your boy,
and your boy Strizzy, man. Welcome back, everybody.
Yes, welcome back. We got a couple more slackers joining in. We got Grace. Hello.
Hey.
Welcome to the show. And before we get started on our normal topics, we got to bring in the super producer, Mr. Mad Marcus.
My brother.
What's up, man?
Oh, yeah, you got the mic with him?
What's that? Got the mug ready. That's what's up.
Yo.
Stalin.
Fire.
And then also, permanent special guest Myra May. She's still out there with the boys handling the football games and things like that. Yep. We definitely want to salute her. She's been with us for much of this time and everything like that. So shout out to her. And then also, with this being episode 90, we also did have to bring in the special guest, Mr. Marvelous Marvin. What it do?
Yo.
What up, Pops?
Good evening.
All right.
Congratulations on episode 90, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that. And we're definitely glad to have you along for the full ride today.
Definitely.
And we're going to go ahead and get into our little roundabout. And what we got first? NFL talk. Let's get it.
What's up next? Oh, let's check it out, man, real quick.
Tune to NFL talk.
Let's get it.
Okay. All right. So, NFL schedule being released. This was a pretty big thing for NFL talk, I guess. That it was released last Wednesday, and there were some marquee matchups, but there weren't. I don't know. I wasn't actually as excited as I thought I was, but the one thing I'm definitely excited for is America's team on Thursday night to start off the whole season. So I definitely wanted to get you guys' thoughts on just in general the NFL schedule and anything that popped out to you guys.
For me, I'd say it's a Monday night schedule. I wasn't a big fan of a lot of it. You see a lot of teams on there playing, multiple times, and a couple of teams that were just left off of it in general. You know what I mean? I think and some of the matchups too, you look on there, it's like, are these teams really going to be, you know, we don't know yet, are they really going to be as good as maybe they were last year? They lost a lot of pieces. Saying some quarterbacks are retired, you know what I mean? So I think seeing them multiple times on Monday night when some teams aren't on there at all, like I don't think the Panthers have a Monday game at all. You know
I was
what I
going
mean?
to say, is this because the Panthers didn't have a Monday night
No,
game?
not at all. So it's not just those. So that's the Panthers, but there are other. I think the Bears play, I think 2 or 3 times on Monday night. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And there was
Justin Fields, maybe.
but there was no guarantee that they were going to get him, though. You know what I mean? Like, so it was just, I don't know. It was one of those things. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of teams that were left off the schedule could have been a place on there for other teams that are playing more than once or even twice.
Gotcha. Pops, did you like the schedule? You have anything?
I thought the schedule was a little bland also, but the one thing is, it seems like somehow most of the Monday night and Thursday night games turn out to have terrific endings. So no matter that they may not look great now, they're going to be great games.
Yeah. I agree with that, actually. Like, the Thursday night games somehow always seem to have the upset. Like, the team you always think is going to, like, lose always ends up winning. So Thursday, for sure, I agree with you on Thursday night games. Last season, it was kind of crazy. Like, all last year.
Marcus?
Oh, yeah. So I'm happy we playing the Bucks first game because they won't be all oiled up and everything, all the offense. So I don't know how we're going to do. Hopefully we can kind of hold on a little bit, you know, because defense, well, I think offense is going to be good, but I don't know how the defense is going to hold all that offense over there. So, but the other game I'm looking forward to see, which is probably overrated, is the Patriots and Bucks game week 4. I think that's going to be an emotional game for Brady. So I'm trying to see how the crowd going to handle him, which they should do good. Yeah. They shouldn't boo him at all. I don't think he should get no boos. But we'll see how it goes and how he plays against that. How he play against him like that. I think Bill gonna do a good game. I think he knows all his weaknesses and all his good. So he gonna have a good game plan for Brady. So let's see how it goes with that. But that's the only thing I've seen. And then week 18, that's gonna be if players are gonna play. You know, the main guy's gonna play by then, or how it's gonna go. He's gonna mean something. So
right.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, and having that extra game, it's already hard enough to get through the schedule. So having that extra game is going to be interesting. But I do think, the Pats-Bucks will be a good game. I think that they'll give him his roses and stuff, have a nice video for Tom Brady. What do you think?
I have a question. Where'd you say the game was at?
It's in New England.
Ooh, man, as long as there's not bad weather, the rookie quarterback is going to have a decent enough game. And it's going to have a game plan. They will beat the Bucks. And
wait. So Cam ain't playing week 4?
We had this discussion last year.
Well, it is interesting to see. I do think that they just signed Brian Hoyer now.
I was just going to bring that up.
Another veteran quarterback. But now everybody they have except Cam is more of a standard in the pocket quarterback.
Somebody could throw the ball.
And then Cam is that other type of dynamic that they tried to use last year and was sort of successful, but sort of obviously not. So it will be interesting to see which way they go and if the rookie does get in there soon. He might be there by week 4, but I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if he's there by week 4. I feel like that's early, but who knows? Because he is the traditional quarterback that Belichick does tend to like. So we'll see. I think it really depends on how Cam plays weeks 1 through 3. If they're winning, he'll keep going. If they're not, he'll be out by week 4. Will probably be his starting point if Cam plays, bad. But
I still think
it's on. There's no excuses this year. He has weapons now. He's got 2 really good tight ends. They got some receivers for him now. Last year, I gave him a little bit of a pass. They had nobody, no one. Edelman was gone. He was their only offense. But we'll see.
Matter.
No excuses this year. No excuses. He's got weapons now.
It doesn't matter about the number of weapons that he has. It's about the number of psychiatrists he has. They get him a team of psychiatrists, he might be able to play well. But the man needs a team, not just one, a team, of psychiatrists. Yeah.
Marcus, what were you going to say, though?
Oh, no, I don't remember. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, young man.
No, you're good.
But no, we will see what happens with that. Another thing I did want to talk about was the outrageous ticket prices. That game actually has the highest average, and they're talking about $1,200 is the average ticket price for that game. Now, obviously, it's very special, but still, not far behind it. I think the next highest average is like 984 for that Raiders Monday night football game opening the stadium, Allegiant Stadium. So it's just crazy. The Cowboys play in LA at the Chargers. I was looking at that and I was just like, man, home looks a lot more comfortable after seeing those ticket prices. And also, the Panthers come to the Cowboys. I mean, I don't know, Strizzy, if you'd be interested in trying to make that happen, but I was looking and that looked expensive too. So I don't know.
We talked about this. I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to get out to the Dallas one and see. I don't think that'd be really dope. And I'm already got plans to make it out to North Carolina to watch them play. I'm not really sure who I want to see yet, but I want to go see a home game too. I think it'd be really, really real legit, man. I'm trying to travel. I miss it. We've been in AZ for a year solid. Like I'm trying to get out.
Yeah.
Does the record determine if you're going or not?
Does what?
The record. They doing well or not?
No, I still want to go see one. But I mean, hopefully when I go, hopefully McCaffrey's healthy. Hopefully Darnold's playing well. They strengthened up the line. We got a boy from LSU who's reuniting with Joe Brady at the offensive coordinator spot. Like, and I'm loving the coaching staff, man. I really do think, as much as I like Teddy as personally, I think he kind of held us back a little bit last year. So Pops is like a little bit, you know what I'm saying, a little bit, but yeah, man. So I think on paper I think we look really, really good. I just hope we can put it together. But that's squad, so I definitely want to get out there and go see a couple games.
Yeah, I think Chuba Hubbard is like a sneaky pickup too. To be
I loved it, man. I loved it. As much as I love CMC, I think it's an absolute monster. It helps take some stress off of him so much of doing entirely way too much. So. Right, I agree with you. I think Hubbard was an absolute steal, and he's a great change of pace back for CMC.
Yeah. One other thing I like to mention with the schedule release is that some teams, they do their little silly videos. The Cowboys did a video with Post Malone, but everybody has their little videos trying to release the schedule. I think it's always kind of cool to watch and to see, like, creatively, like, who has the better, like, social media type teams. What's up, Unc?
What's up, Unc? Welcome back.
Welcome.
So Uncle actually be here. I think he said June or July. He said he wanted to get us out and go get some food and some drink or whatever. So
sounds great.
Come through.
Yeah, we might have to film a little something. Maybe film his allegiances and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Get him on record on who he's riding with and things like that. We always like to ask those questions. So he said June. Okay, that's what's up. End of June. So. Other things, Aaron Rodgers, there's rumors he's really going to actually retire potentially if Green Bay doesn't trade him. I still don't really believe that. Pops, I want to get your take on this real quick. We spoke about it last week. Marcus said just pay the man or do whatever. What do you say, though, with the Aaron Rodgers situation?
I think that, first of all, I want to know how much does he get paid for hosting Jeopardy?
Not that much, probably.
Then if that's not a serious job, full-time job, he has no leverage. Number one, he's a jerk. He's a great football player, but he's a jerk. Not many people are going to want to play with him. He only has two options, Chicago and Denver. And either place that he goes to, he's not going to win a Super Bowl. His best chance to win a Super Bowl is right where he's at.
Yep.
Agreed. Well, I was going to agree. And we talked about it a little bit too. So we talked about like the issues that he was saying he wanted out, Green Bay last week. But just recently they had talked about him retiring. But the thing is, it's not on ESPN. It's not on, you know what I mean? Like if he was really retiring, I think if it was like official, it would have been like #1 cover story, front page type. Aaron Rodgers retiring. So that's why I'm kind of skeptical. Like, I think he's like trying to push them more to like get him out. But I'm with Pops. I think his best bets are Chicago and it's kind of
there too. Because he was 13-3 NFC Championship game 2 years in a row.
Right, exactly.
Man, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna stay.
That's what it's all about.
And he's gonna get Julio over there. Watch.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Another thing definitely wanted to talk about, but before we jump to that, Unc says Jordan Love better be really good. And the problem is apparently he's not. Apparently he's not. And they brought another quarterback to Green Bay, so to be more of like a steady veteran. I don't think he's really ready if they do really trade Aaron Rodgers. I think that's part of the reason why they're trying to hold on to him. But speaking of Julio Jones, yeah, that's the next thing. Julio Jones, they basically like everybody's saying he's going to be traded or he's going to be dealt before the year. What does that look like? Like, where does he go? And does
Green
that
Bay.
make sense? You say Green Bay, like
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way Rogers. I think Rogers knows. That's why I kind of keeping on hush right now. But I think he's going to go over there, and I think he'll fit perfectly over there because you got another good receiver on the other side. So I think they'll be real good. And then that does happen. I think they could be another. They could be the team that can go to the Super Bowl. So I think you get that one little piece. I think they'll put them over the top
that could be the threat they need on the other side.
because you got her running back too. So
Right.
I think one of Green Bay's biggest problems is aside, when Devontae Adams goes down, because he's had a little bit of injury woes over the last couple of years. I think the inconsistency from his receivers are so inconsistent. That's his biggest problem. He'll have a receiver have a really, really big game. 2 touchdowns, 161 yards, and then the very next week, literally will have 6 targets, maybe 1 catch for like 4 yards. You know what I'm saying? He caught it on something real like a immediate route or something like that. So I think that's Aaron Rodgers' biggest problem is, Devontae Adams has 17 targets, 14 catches like every game because that's all you can count on.
That's all you got.
Yeah, that's all I got. So you get Julio there, I think that'll please him. I think that's his biggest thing. He just wants somebody else that he can rely on that's not Devontae Adams.
Right. Well, I think if they did get Julio Jones, that'd be cool. But if they get him a weapon and it appeases him and he's just right back like, oh, forget all that stuff I said.
Right.
You're phony, dude. Like, you're fake. Don't say all this and pretend like if you're not going to really go through it. That's my thing.
But the only thing is, too, all this talk, we haven't really heard him say it's all
right.
They're saying he said it. We haven't really heard him say anything. So that's the only thing I'm like, I don't know if he's really saying all that. So
it's always a source close to Aaron Rodgers, a friend close to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Other little silly things. Joe Burrow, they said he's gonna make it back for week 1. So we'll see what's up with that. Oh, we got Alabama Roll Tide in the building.
Okay.
Y'all excuse that comment, man. Yeah, don't even acknowledge that. I don't know why we even showed that clown man.
SEC.
But we still Georgia Bulldogs over here though. But yeah, we do love the SEC though. We rep for the SEC. But all right. I think that's pretty much it for NFL. Do you guys have anything else for NFL? I might have missed some things, or we're deep in the off season. We know how that goes. We have a lot to talk about, before the season starts. But that was the big things.
I seen that the Rams started there. Is that OTAs or what is that? They had like some kind of like
like the
workout.
rookie mini camps.
Yeah, that's the rookie camp stuff. Yeah.
But Aaron Donald was there though, so they still call that. Oh, okay.
But it's like voluntary for the other players at this point. But I think it is OTAs technically is like the organized team activities, but it's mainly for the rookies so they can get them in the building, things like that.
Okay.
And Aaron Donald mainly showed up because he was so pissed off he didn't get to hit that other guy. He was like, I got to hit somebody.
Right. That was another thing we barely talked about was there was the little scuffle outside the nightclub. Aaron Donald was kind of involved, but dude's eye looked pretty messed up, honestly. But it's all on tape. He didn't have anything to do with it. So,
or he paid some good money to get that hush on there too. So
either way, it made sense. Like the way the story came out, like his people basically had his back. He actually ended up coming to the dude's defense a little bit because they saw him kind of messing with him and kind of baiting him, and they handled business. So basically what it comes down to on that. But it is cool though to see the OTAs and see the rookies. I know the Dallas Cowboys rookies were in the building. They got their jersey numbers and things like that. So we're moving along. We're making progress towards it. Preseason will be here before we know it. And the Cowboys actually come to Arizona for preseason. So
really?
What's up with that? Yeah, we might have to go check that out. I don't want to be paying too much money, honestly. I'm becoming cheap lately. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to be paying too much money for a preseason game. You know what I'm saying? I want to see my squad, but we'll see,
I just got an idea. I'm kind of old. Could I volunteer to work at the game and maybe get in that way?
You might be able to. What would you want to do? Wave the flag in the parking lot, or would you want to serve the drinks?
You're going to be inside.
Yeah. Hey, as long as when you're serving the hot dogs, a few don't go missing. They could be marvelous. What happened?
No promise. No promises.
Right. But yeah, maybe we could get you hooked up. We can sneak in, get some passes or something. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. But yeah, okay. I think that's it for NFL talk. We're going to keep this thing moving, and we're definitely trying to save a little bit of time for Pops at the end of this thing. So let's keep it going. All right, NBA talk. So the play-in officially started today. We had the Hornets going up against the Pacers. The Pacers waxed the Hornets. I don't know if you guys saw the score line, like 144 to 110 something.
Terrible.
I knew it was gonna happen. I don't know why. Just they were playing well towards the end of the season. And I was like, the Hornets haven't been playing too well since our boy got back. So yeah, they got murdered.
Kelly said all the hot dogs will be gone. Also, we have Stephanie Washington in the building. What's good? Welcome back to the show.
What up, though?
But yeah, you're right. They were kind of playing well to the end of the year, but that was it. But one thing I did want to say about the Pacers is LeVert actually went on COVID protocol earlier today, so he's going to be out 10 to 14 days. So they still have to play and win one more game to see if they get into the playoffs, but they'll be without him for the beginning of that for sure. So that's a blow.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's a blow for sure. Also, right now we have the Wizards playing the Celtics for the 7-8 game, and the winner will move on as the 7th seed. The loser will play the Pacers. What do you guys think about that? I'm rooting for the Wizards.
Me too.
I am too, but I'm watching it not to
go for it.
Spilling it, but Bill, he went out the game again with that hamstring, so we don't see how that goes. So
yeah, that's rough. He did have tightness, and he said he wasn't 100%. He would have to see how it goes. So that's a tough blow to lose him. Celtics obviously dealing with their injuries too, but
yeah, if he don't come back, they're not beating the Celtics. So they need somebody in there to score the ball. I love Westbrook, but he's not gonna score. He's not gonna score like that against those guys. So
right.
So we'll see.
We'll see. But that's the East. That's the East play-in situations. Tomorrow we have the West is kicking off. We have the Spurs against the Memphis Grizzlies, and then they will play the loser of the Golden State and Lakers game, which play later that night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'm excited. Obviously, Lake show here. I think that it's funny. It's like I have more faith in them in a 7-game series than a 1-game play-in. But I still think that they'll find a way to get in. And if they do beat the Warriors, they would play the Suns and come to the Valley of the Sun for that matchup. That would be pretty interesting. I know Marcus was looking at some tickets.
Yeah, I was trying, man. It's
just so much, though.
Like the cheapest one I seen was like $368, and that's like nosebleeds. So I'm like, I don't know, man.
Right. Like I said earlier, home looks way more comfortable in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the other matchups, I did want to get some quick takes on the other matchups. I wanted to run through them. There's some matchups that are already set. We still have the play-in, but on Saturday, the playoffs officially start. In the East, we have Milwaukee and Miami. Who do you guys got for that? Let's just go around real quick.
Miami.
You already know. You already know who I got.
I got the Bucks.
I want to go with Miami, but I actually have the Bucks too. So we're kind of a split panel here on that one. But I love you, Strizzy, and I'm rooting for your boys. I hope they can kind of bring it together. You know what I'm saying? It's been a weird year, kind of like the Lakers year with the injuries and things like that. But now might be the right time, and they did beat the Bucks before, so we'll see. Unk says Miami. Oh, Stephanie says, is that Pops? Yes, this is Pops in the building. Yep. Our special guest. But Unk says Miami there. So so that's a tough one. I guess he's a tiebreaker.
If you say who you want to win, I want Miami to win, but I just don't know. So
I don't know if this year will be the same, but we'll see. The other one, Atlanta Hawks against the New York Knicks.
New York
Hawks.
I kind of think Hawks might get them too, to be honest with you. I think Hawks
really?
Yeah, man.
I'm kind of going with the Hawks as well.
They just look more. Dog, they've been flying under the radar, but you watch their game.
The number one defense. They got the number one defense, man. Hawks ain't beating them.
The Hawks have Trae Young. They have Bogdanovich coming off the bench. And if Collins will shut up and play, they'll be good. And they'll beat the Knicks and probably pretty easily.
We'll see. Hopefully the Knicks aren't just satisfied just getting to the playoffs. I think that might be part of what comes into play here. But we'll see.
Because it starts in New York, right?
Yeah, they're the home team. That's true. New York is 4. I'm sorry, and Atlanta's 5. So we'll see.
I think defense plays well in playoffs, so I think that defense is gonna work out for them.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I love Julius Randle though. He's a baby Laker.
Same, man.
So,
Same.
we'll see. And then let's go to the West real quick. We have the Dallas Mavericks against the Los Angeles Clippers.
Clippers in 5.
Is Porzingis getting hurt again? If he's not going to play, I'm like, it's tough, man. I feel like they could have got. I feel like they could have got them last year. Honestly,
so are you going Mavericks?
I'm gonna say Mavs. I hope they can get past the Clippers. I hope Clippers fall out like early. I just hope they do.
Is Porzingis healthy?
That's what I just said.
He's playing.
He's healthy right now.
It don't mean anything when he get the rebound and come down his leg again or something.
That'd be a tough one. I think the Clippers will win it in 7. It might take them 7, but I think
you
the
think
Clippers,
so?
Yeah, the Clippers ultimately going to. Dallas is a fantastic offensive team, and if they could learn how to play any defense, they'd be dangerous.
Right.
I think Rondo.
agree with that.
I think Rondo gonna put them guys in their spots. That's why I think it's gonna be an X factor. If they ain't have Rondo, I would say yeah, but I think Rondo gonna help them out a lot this year.
And I keep trying to forget that they got Rondo, honestly, because that is kind of scary.
I keep forgetting that they do. That is true. Yeah. I do forget they do have Rondo. But.
Yeah, great point. I'm gonna move that down now. Clippers 4-2.
That's an extra game. He's good for an extra game there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I hope Luka balls out though. I hope he balls out.
Ugg says Mavericks in an upset. And I mean, I could see that too, though. Yeah, if Luka goes and does his thing, but that'll be a fun series to watch. Mm-hmm. And then we also have
it was fun last year. Luka brought it. He brought it.
And we also have Portland versus Denver. Is another one.
Portland sweeps.
Sweeps?
Yeah.
Wow.
No Murray. Dame gonna eat. He gonna average probably 40 against them. Who gonna hold Dame?
Nobody.
They have no point guard.
Yeah. But, oh, man, I don't know about a sweep. But I was going to say the Blazers as well. I feel like the Nuggets are never really, really for real. And especially without that second weapon, Jokic can only do so much. So
exactly.
Nurkic back, and you got
Nurkic is back. That's what I was going to say.
You got CJ back, too. At the home team back. So I think it's over.
And I was playing well.
I'm sorry, I agree. Murray's out, and Portland's backcourt, man, they can be ferocious. And also – Nurkic or whatever his name is, Portland center has been playing very, very well.
Right.
And let's not forget, last but not least, the Denver Nuggets have a quote-unquote joke at center, and it just makes me want to scream when people compare him to Joel Embiid or say he's better. That's a joke, too.
Even though he might win MVP this year.
He is, but that's a joke, too. Steve
Nash, I'm going to ask you that, too.
No, he's not going to win it. He's going to be handed it. Steve Nash was handed it twice when Allen Iverson was take a bunch of bums to the NBA Finals. That's who earned it, but they're going to hand it to the people that look the right color.
You don't think Steph?
But that's usually what it's about.
You don't get Steph gets it? How he played the end of the season?
I feel he had an amazing year, but and Embiid missed too many games to probably actually race. Right. So yeah, I would take Steph over Jokic. I really would.
But their team is down in the play-in.
Into a play-in.
Yeah, but I don't know.
True. Yeah, I think Jokic's gonna get it too.
He's gonna get it.
I think Jokic is gonna get it. I'm with A-Dub. I think they're a play-in team. I think that really hurts Steph's chances. But I mean, individually though, he's had a monster year. He's had a monster year individually.
Okay, that's a good kind of segue, though. Actually, Monty Williams was named Coach of the Year. That's one of the NBA awards that has been decided. I'm all for that. I really like that. We talked about it when he came there. You know that was going to be good for them for sure. So, thumbs up on that one. I can get behind that.
Me too.
2 years ago, they had like 50 wins.
Yeah, they won 51 games in a 72-game season. Not even being a playoff team last year and going undefeated in the bubble, just not enough to actually get into the playoffs. I'm all for it. I think well deserved.
And 2 years ago, they only won like 15 games. Sorry.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like so.
Yeah, even though they're gonna lose first round, but you know how it goes.
Right. Well, that's going to be the plan probably because Phoenix is waiting for the winner of the Golden State Warriors versus the Lakers. So either way that goes, that's going to be a tough first round matchup for getting that second seed, and then the Utah Jazz will have whoever's left over after the full play-in as the number 1 seed.
So Lakers say I don't think it'll happen, but say they lose, they got to play the winner out of the Grizzlies and the
Grizzlies Spurs,
Spurs.
yeah.
And
And
then
they
get
would
the
play,
eighth seed.
and then whoever wins that game will get the 8th seed. Yeah.
Yeah, so why not lose tomorrow and then beat the
Go against the
Grizzlies?
Jazz instead.
And then Jazz, that's a good way to go out. That's what I would do. Now if
I
they
wouldn't
lose,
try to lose. I
if
wouldn't
they
try
lose
to-
tomorrow, then you know what's going on. That's no way they could beat the Warriors. But if they lose tomorrow, they're smart because it's a bit easier matchup than the Phoenix Suns will be. So
Yeah.
Got you. But either way, I think it is a tough out. I mean, it's a tough matchup for the Suns. Being like, after this big playoff drought and then having that first round opponent. But we'll see. The people waiting in the East, we got the 76ers, the big dog #1 seed. They will await the final outcome of the play-in, and then the winner of the Wizards and Celtics tonight will get the Brooklyn Nets. I think it'd be dope if the Wizards won, and then you got Westbrook against the Nets. That'd be pretty nasty matchup. But we'll see. The Celtics are leading so far, so
they'll get swept too. But that would be a good little.
They get swept too.
They definitely get swept.
It's tough, man. I would love to see that too. Honestly, like I love when Westbrook plays Kevin Durant because he always goes crazy when he does.
Extra hard.
It'd be really tough to do if Bill's going to be out for an extended period of time, though.
Right. Uck says he doesn't care who wins it all as long as the Nets get eliminated.
Sorry, you're gonna be waiting a while.
I do think though the 76ers are a big threat to the Nets if they get their stuff together and they really get rolling. Because they are deep, even though the Nets are deep, but it's kind of like a shallow deep. It's more the names, but are they really going to get what they need out of those players? I don't know.
Only way
they got that beachfront, I'm saying, it's gradually gets deeper.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? How deep is it? I can't tell.
Only way they're gonna be a threat to the Nets is to probably have a score 25 a game. That's the only reason. We know he's not gonna do that, and we know Ben Simmons is gonna be on the island by himself, not shooting. So
wait, you don't think Embiid's gonna wait? What you say? Say that again. I think I missed it.
No, Ben gonna be on the island. They're gonna let him shoot all series, and he's not gonna take the shot, and it's gonna mess him up. So Tobias, because Embiid gonna kill him. Embiid gonna do, but I think they're gonna let him get his 35, whatever. But I just think they needed somebody else to kind of help Embiid because there's nobody gonna do nothing with him down low. So I think they need one more shooter to kind of help him out. So maybe Tobias come on. We've been waiting for him for the last 7 years to do something. So maybe why not now?
Well, I think that Tobias performed his best under Doc Rivers, and Joel Embiid, every time he touches the ball, it's either 2 free throws, a foul, or a foul and a free throw.
Mm-hmm.
And he's unstoppable, and they have plenty of shooters around him. Ben will shoot shots 5 feet from the basket, and he will. And he's going to distribute the ball. The only thing that'll stop the Sixers from not winning the East is injuries. They will destroy, I repeat, destroy the East this year now that they have a decent coach.
All right, we heard it here first. We heard it here first.
Moses Malone, fo. It ain't gonna be that simple, but it's gonna be pretty close. Like 4-2, 4-2, 4-2.
Marcus.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to see if they gonna. I just think they got the Nets got too much firepower, like offensive. Like they don't have a lot of defense, but they got Kyrie, James, and KD. If they stay healthy, it's gonna be kind of hard to guard those guys. That's the only thing.
And you just said it right there. Mark Cuban said you can only have one idiot on your team to have a successful team. The Nets have 3. Their top 3 players are all head cases. They will not win a championship compiled as the team they are now. Period. They will not not make the playoffs next year compiled as they are.
But they made it this year easily, and even with all the injuries.
But just wait till they have a full year of madness with Kyrie Irving's flat earth comments, James Harden acting ignorant every other week, and Durant getting in Twitter fights with everybody on earth. That's not going to last for a full year. This year, they're lucky that they've been injured because all 3 idiots haven't been on the team at the same time. But now when all 3 are going to
put in games together all year.
Wait till they play in the playoffs and all of them are together. Sixers win the East easily.
We'll see. I think it's going to be exciting for sure. I'm going to be ready to watch, and the campaign starts this weekend with those teams. So we'll see.
I just hope the Lakers can get their act together because if they lose tomorrow, they're done. Because LeBron will bring out every excuse. He'll get the whole team mentally down. So they have to win tomorrow. I think they're going to come out. He's going to be angry. His pride's going to kick in, and they're going to just destroy the West. And I hope that's what happens. I want to see the Sixers and the Lakers go at it, and I want to see Ben Simmons and LeBron James go at it for a 6 or 7 game series. That's going to be phenomenal. James can obviously shoot better, but Simmons is one hell of a player too, and his defensive play is amazing.
That'd be pretty cool, and that's both our teams. We've been hoping for that since the beginning of the year for sure. So we'll see. Unk says, "Do we have the new Zion shoes, Marcus?"
I don't like them. I don't like them. That's the only reason I wouldn't get them. I was trying to see how they're gonna look, but I don't too much like them. I'm trying to get those Westbrooks though on the 30th. Those kind of nice.
Yeah. Okay. I think they're kind of cool that it has a big Z on it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm more with his next shoe. Yeah, the first shoe they're always like, you know.
Wait till they lock it in. I got you.
Zion's shoes should have a fake rip in them.
Right. Looks like his foot's busting out the side.
Like a special edition of that. He should do that.
What's going on?
Pops, you might have a marketing genius right there. You might try to get some money out there, man.
Oh man. Okay, a couple other things for NBA before we leave. The stat leaders ended up being Curry with 32 points a game. He did his thing, obviously. Westbrook 11.7 assists a game, and Capella with 14.3 rebounds. Pretty cool numbers.
A game.
Pretty great numbers for that. So we'll see. Obviously, we'll follow the little NBA awards that come out, and obviously we'll be watching the playoffs very closely. But the last thing we did want to talk about, Kobe was inducted into the Hall of Fame, took his place among the greats on Saturday. I have to be straightforward and honest. I didn't watch the whole ceremony. I watched the highlights and stuff, but I'm not really a speech guy to begin with, you know what I'm saying? And then with it being Kobe and the situation, it's just kind of rough that you can't be there.
I couldn't watch it. I don't mean it.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it. He ain't there, so I didn't watch it at all.
That's kind of how I felt too. So, Strizzy,
man. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been over a year, obviously, since Kobe's passing, and I'm realizing still that it is still extremely hard for me to watch anything that hasn't involved in it. I mean, I'm talking commercials. I'm talking when ESPN like posts something on like Instagram, like anything. I get like super emotional, and it's still really tough. I mean, well deserved. There was no question ever that he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer, whether he was still with us or not. You know what I mean? Obviously he was going to be, in first ballot, but dude, like even kind of trying to watch as much of the ceremony as I could, I was just like, I can't do it. Like I had to step away. I was like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah. It's amazing to see his wife and his daughter's strength, how they be out in the open on Instagram, all that. I'll be on the rock still somewhere. You would find me.
Curled up in the fetal.
Yeah, I don't know. Not saying that what they doing. They got a lot of strength, but I don't know how I can do it. But seeing them do it, we got to be better, I guess. But it's just still like, man, just like tough just to send them out there. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be a while. Yeah,
I agree. It's definitely tough. Pops, you want to say anything about Kobe? You got to see his whole career before we jump off NBA talk?
No, not really. I just, I know one of the best moments. And I know that was a great moment, but a tough one for you. The last game that they played here in Phoenix, I remember when you got us tickets to that, and that was absolutely amazing that the crowd stayed after the game and just were chanting his name over and over and over again. They just wouldn't leave. And of course, seeing his last game together, us watching that together was absolutely amazing, the way he performed and willed them to win. Obviously, one of the greatest warriors ever, and there's not many people that have that mental capability that he has.
There's only one left.
Westbrook, pretty much the last of that type of Mohican.
Well, Jimmy Butler. Let's not leave him off that list.
True.
Jimmy Butler is the only reason Miami wins, and that's why they're going to beat the Bucks. He is amazing.
He is. Being able to watch him a lot more as a Miami fan, he plays very, very well, especially at the point guard position. Like when it's time to take over games and the fourth quarter comes around, like.
But see, that's my problem. I love you, Jimmy Buckets. He didn't do that when he was with the Sixers. Like it didn't work.
That's what makes me so mad either.
I don't get why it didn't
Sixers work. And then you turn into such a beast. And he's the one that's going to scare Giannis. Giannis is a boy compared to Butler.
Agreed. I think with the 76ers, though, I think it was still more along the lines of not really knowing where he fit in. You know what I mean? I think it was the coach too. And I was just going to say
he's the biggest reason.
Doc would have been like, all right, look, like I know you're coming in fresh. but we brought you here to be that dude. You know what I mean? Like Brown, he had no idea what he was doing with nobody.
No. Brown was trying to appease people, and you can't do that as any kind of manager. You have to let people know, based on your strengths and your weaknesses, this is what I'm assigning you to do. And if you don't like it, you know what? There's another team that'll take you. It's as simple as that. And you don't appease people, and that's what he was trying to do in the playoffs. He took the ball out of Ben Simmons' hands to appease Butler. Doc would have said, no, Ben Simmons is the guy that distributes the ball for us. You find another way to make it work. We all are good players. We're going to make it work. Brown was scared to coach the freaking team.
That's why one of the biggest things when Doc came over to the 76ers, I was really happy when he let a lot of the players go that he did and brought in the ones that he needed, because that's what they needed. Ben needs to be surrounded by shooters. Until he can develop a real legit jump shot outside of 5 feet, he needed to be surrounded by shooters with Embiid and down low. So as soon as he came in, was like, you gotta go. I'm keeping this dude. Bring in what's his old boy, Danny Green. Like, he brought in actual legit spot up shooters for them to play kind of outside in and inside out when need be. So yeah, that's why I was like, I think 76 is going to come out. It's going to be really difficult for Miami to get past the Nets, and if they can do so, I'm very skeptical about us getting past the 76ers, but I got a reference squad.
And I'll tell you this, for any people that are talking stuff about Ben can't shoot, they did go out and acquire a guy named George Hill, who, even though he's older, he can hit the three at over 40% rate. He's an excellent defender. So if they have to take Ben off the floor, there's going to be no drop-off. They're going to have another distributor on the floor that's going to get the ball to Embiid, who's going to either do what he does down low or kick it back out for an open shot for Harris or anybody else. So Sixers, to me, win the East. And again, it's going to be pretty easy.
But you're not ever taking him off the floor, not for no George Hill.
You really shouldn't. But again, though, it depends on how the other team is playing. You should be able to adjust. But I remember a couple of years ago, the Celtics they manhandled everybody else on the team and left Ben Simmons wide open, and he was literally scared to shoot. Now he'll at least shoot it. But if he's that bad of an asset as people allege he is, take his ass off the floor. Excuse my language, for George Hill.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, they did it with O'Connell. A couple of years back in the playoffs.
And there were some times where they needed a little bit more.
They took Scottie Pippen out of a game for, what was that dude's name that was oh my God, I forget the guy's name that was on the Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
So it's who's right for the situation at the time.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
All right.
It'll be fun though.
Unk says Kobe was great. He says Udonis Haslem, leader. That was pretty funny. He was in the game for 2 minutes, got into it when Dwight Howard got tossed.
He had 4 points in 2 minutes, so I'm with it.
Yeah.
That's what makes me laugh. Last year, real quick, in the playoffs, people were talking about when he went off on the team. And he's so inspiring. What a leader. You get a chance to play and you get thrown out. That's a leader. Get out of the league, dude. Your day is done.
I've been saying this for a long time. I love my squad, but he got to go, fam. Like, you just hold up a roster spot, my guy. Like, it's time, dude.
Not really, because whoever gonna take his right spot ain't gonna play either. So
they can breathe and they can stand up. That's more than he can do.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I love it. He played college ball in Florida. You know what I'm saying? He's been with Miami his entire career. He's got 3 ships. You know what I'm saying? And a couple of them he was actually legit a part of. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just sitting on the bench.
One of them he was a part of.
Yeah. So I still love it. But yeah, man, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Put him on the assistant coaching staff. Like, but it's time as a player.
Like, that's basically what he is. But I do have to give a shout out to DJ Meechie Meech for the voiceover of that interaction was hilarious. It was so good. Yeah, got to check that out. Also, Nancy checking in. Hello. We want to say welcome to the show, Nancy. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, I think that's it for basketball, though. Definitely lots more to talk about. And we might come back Friday maybe and do a quick show once the playoff matchups are set, maybe. And do a quick prediction or something like that one more time. But that's that for NBA talk. Let's keep this thing moving. I can't believe time's flying by already. So what's next again?
Other sports?
Oh yeah, other sports. Okay, so not
not basketball. We did that already.
Oh, okay, like hockey.
Yeah, like hockey. Feel me?
Okay, like baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Like soccer, right?
There we go.
Like soccer.
Like other sports. All right, other sports. I did want to shout out hockey real quick. The playoffs started this weekend, and even if you don't like hockey, the hockey playoffs, the intensity of playoff hockey is really legit to watch.
It's fun.
And then I've been saying since the beginning of the season the Avalanche are going to win the Stanley Cup, and I still am saying right now the Avalanche are going to win the Stanley Cup. They opened their campaign last night with a win, so that's going to be very exciting. I'm ready for that. We're gonna have to pull out all the different times I said it on this if it all comes through, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty confident right now. They're looking really great. They're scoring a lot of goals, so we know that's what matters with that.
Is hockey, is it slimmed down since of COVID, or it's going to be like a regular playoff type thing?
No, it's going to be regular playoff. They're actually traveling this year. They're not in the bubble, and they have fans there too.
Cool.
So last night at the Avalanche game, I think they said there was 8,000 fans. Wow. So that's pretty good for an indoor stadium. I think that's about half. So
right.
It's popping. It's on and popping. So that's with the NHL. MLB, a couple things. We didn't talk about it since it happened, but Albert Pujols did sign with the Dodgers. He couldn't get back home to the St. Louis Cardinals, so he signed with the Dodgers now. Might even get a ring out of this thing. We'll see. But he made his debut last night, got an RBI and a hit. So we'll see if he's more than just a spot player. Probably just a spot player, but definitely a. I don't know. I can't say legend, but I mean he's up there.
Yeah, I would say legend because he was the first guy that got that really big contract, right? He was like the first one that got that $200 million.
One of the first ones, when he went to the Angels,
yeah,
like a big one. Yeah,
like damn. Now it's at 3 now. Like
what was A-Rod? Because A-Rod got one when he.
I remember A-Rod was like 190 or something like that. I remember with the Rangers.
Got you. And then
I remember 200. The 200, like 200. Like what in the world? But now that's nothing now, it's like
it's wild how things have changed over that time period for sure.
Really?
But yeah, he definitely got big paid. Now he's with the Dodgers, might get a ring. That would be good for him. So we'll see what's up with that. Oh, Stephanie Washington says, "Let's go Vegas Golden Knights." They are probably the biggest threat to the Avalanche. I will give you that. They're a great team. And I do love the excitement that they bring, and I do want to go see a game there eventually. Because they do like shows on the ice and everything. So shout out to Vegas Golden Knights. I think that the Avalanche will go through them, though. Sorry. Couple other things, though. Speaking of Pujols' old team, the Angels. So Trout did get hurt. He went down last night with the calf strain. He's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. And that sucks because as good as he is, a lot of people were saying this might have been his best year so far.
But he get injured a lot there, right?
Lately, kind of. It's been scary more. Yeah.
I don't watch baseball, but every time I see he's always hurt. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, and I think it's not that he's getting old. What is he like? This is only like his 8th year, right? Probably, but I feel like the last 2 or 3
years, he's probably only 22 years old.
No. He's older for sure. But
who's better, him and Bryce? Kind of the same. The same year.
Trout for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. At first, everybody was like Bryce Harper. I think he got more of the attention and more of the notoriety leading up to it. But I mean, I'm Mike Trout for sure. Like 100%. He's better. And I think time will definitely tell that if it hasn't already.
Yeah, not even close. Harper's a 1-year wonder.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, also, this was something kind of scary. Kevin Pillar from the Mets, he got hit by a pitch in the face, in the nose. He had multiple nasal fractures. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was, I think, last night or the night before.
Like they threw a straight,
Yeah, like he was trying to kind of dodge out of the way, and it hit him like right in his nose.
Blood was gushing out of his face onto the field.
Wow.
Yeah, like immediately.
Don't they have those things that cover your face, or it don't do your nose?
It kind of comes through the cheek, but I think the way he turned and the way it hit him, it just kind of.
It's coming that fast too. It's like, man.
Exactly. Sometimes you react the opposite direction. You know what I mean?
Make it worse. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's based on your batting side. So if he would have turned the opposite way into it, just not thinking, it would have just
maybe
broke everything. So I didn't get to see it.
Who was the one guy from, I think it was Minnesota Twins, that got hit in the eye in his career? It was a black guy. I forget his name. He passed away now.
I don't know, but you know what? That reminds me of The Sandlot. I don't know if I'm mixing fiction and real life, but in The Sandlot, that's what happened, dude. The dude that owned the junkyard, he got hit by a pitch and he went blind.
I can't think of
I
it.
don't know if you've ever seen The Sandlot, but I love that movie, so I'm just saying.
No, but it's a guy for the Twins. He was pretty good. He got hit in the eye in his career. I can't think of his name, but I'm gonna look it up and see. But I know he passed away by now.
We'll have to see. I'll see if I can find it real quick.
I'm gonna look it up too.
But yeah, but it is very scary. And he did a press conference today. Oh man, his face looks all bruised and all messed up.
Dang, that sucks, man. You said nasal fracture. That's serious.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nancy says, yes, I love that movie. Yeah, that was the guy in that movie. So maybe it was based on a real thing, or maybe the real life it happened. I don't know.
It's called Sandlot, you said?
The Sandlot. You've never seen The Sandlot?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, that's based on a classic movie. Even Dad's seen parts of that. We need to sit down and watch the whole thing. But no, Sandlot is a classic movie, and that's what happened in that movie. You should probably show your kids that. They would like that.
I'm gonna check it out.
One other thing, real quick, boxing. There's a little bit of drama going on with boxing. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder were designated to fight by an arbiter. There was a clause in there to get a rematch after Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder before, and then he's been designated to actually have to fight him by September 15th. But Fury in the meantime was getting ready to fight Anthony Joshua and have the big UK Clash of the Giants, and that was supposed to be scheduled for August 14th.
Yeah.
There's no way he can do both fights, so we'll see what happens. Tyson Fury is saying he's still going to fight Joshua. But Top Rank Promotion is saying that they're preparing for a Fury and Wilder fight, and that they actually have the Vegas Raiders Allegiant Stadium scheduled for July, and that they're gonna make this fight happen. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see it either way, but I really want the Fury Joshua fight. I think Wilder, as good and exciting as he was, and as much as I love him and everything to this day. I feel like
this day,
I feel like he turned me off with the whole my outfit was too heavy and that's why I didn't have any legs in the fight. Like after that, I'm like, dude, no, you don't need to get a rematch after you got beat down like that. So
you got mobbed. And that fight's supposed the fight with Joshua is supposed to be the 14th, right?
The fight with Joshua is supposed to be August 14th. Yeah.
So is that did they say that that's in Vegas?
No, that's going to be in the UK because both
you're right.
UK fighters. So that's going to be over there. They're probably going to have that in like Wembley Stadium or something.
That'd be dope.
So that would be a big matchup. But the thing is, this new arbitration is going to get in the way of that, or they can pay Fury. I'm sorry, they can pay Wilder to go away, but they're already saying we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But either way, I want to see some heavyweight boxing. I'm glad that boxing is kind of coming back around and it's kind of exciting again, especially in the heavyweights, because that's where it's best, I think.
Yeah.
I'm getting dealt with in the comments. I'm not gonna watch that.
Like, said, add it to your list. Stephanie said, "Step your baseball movie game up."
Dang. But the player I was talking about was Kirby Puckett. That's his name.
Oh, Kirby Puckett. Wait, he went blind?
Yeah, he got hit in the eye. In one of his eyes. Wow. Yeah, and I remember he passed away from a stroke. So yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Got you. Okay.
Thanks. Wow.
Wow, I know Kirby Puckett, but I guess I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, I need to step my baseball knowledge up too. So appreciate you, Marcus, for bringing that one out.
I'm not a baseball guy, but I see certain stuff. So
right. Okay. That's what's up. Soccer, nothing too much. Arsenal has 2 games left. They're probably not going to make it into the Europe tournament next year. Mm-hmm. I'm accepting it. It's going to be okay. Harry Kane, also a big player for Tottenham, who is one of Arsenal's big rivals. He said he wants out of Tottenham. He might still stay in the Premier League, but go somewhere else. I just want him out of Tottenham because he does end up scoring on Arsenal like every time. So I think that's it for other sports, pretty much.
Bradley Bill's back in the game. They up by 8. The
Wizards are?
He had 11 points coming out back in the game. He's killing right now.
Awesome. Okay, so maybe the Wizards are on their way for that little matchup with the Nets. That'll be pretty cool. All right. So we're about 5 minutes to the hour. We got to make a decision here. We might have to save this or that again, but we did want to have some time with Pops to just do a little bit of interaction. And
Yeah,
I
we
don't
gotta do
know,
that. That
Pops, are
goes
you game for
first.
this? I was thinking
No,
so.
you don't
I was
ask them. You
thinking.
gotta do it. This gotta do it. This is what
I
we
was
come here
thinking what
for.
we would do is if those people in the comments and then us, we just want to get some of your sports knowledge, your sports history, but also, just kind of your hot takes, you know what I'm saying? Because you always have your marvelous opinions. And that's what I think the segment's gonna be called, Marvelous Opinions. And we want to just kind of throw some names at you and just get your take on the person. Just kind of you give your off the top of the head your thoughts.
Okay, hopefully I'll recognize all the players.
If not, that's
or
fine
whoever
too.
they are.
And so you guys playing along in the comments, go ahead and throw your people out there if you guys want to get a little rating from Pops. And for the next time we do this segment, I'll try to have some type of little animation or something for it. But I didn't get around to that today. Maybe for episode 100, maybe we'll have it ready. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So Strizzy, you have one? You want to throw one out there?
As far as like a player, how he feels about him?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be current or whenever.
I got one.
Yeah, go ahead. I think I got one too, but go ahead. Let's see what you got first.
Dr. J.
Whew. Oh my gosh. One of the most talented players ever. And it's so funny how people would say the same thing about him. The man can't shoot the ball, but he won multiple championships in the ABA. It took him 6-7 years to win one with the Sixers once they got Moses Malone over there to help him win his title. But to me, one of the greatest players ever, and I'm not going to start a war as somewhere he goes on the list, but one of the greatest players of all time, no doubt about it. And one of the classiest gentlemen ever of all time in sports, too, like an Arthur Ashe or something like that. The man always eluded class. It just cracked me up. The only time I ever saw him lose his cool was in a game when the Celtics were kicking the crap out of the Sixers.
Yeah.
And Larry Bird had like 43 and Doc only had 6. He wasn't hitting from the floor at all. And he said Bird just kept saying 43-6, 43-6. And finally Doc lost it and they got into a little scuffle there. Only time I ever saw the man lose his cool. Certainly one of the greatest players of all time, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
His book was very good too, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't see nobody saying anything. I got another one to throw out there. I want to know. Can I do one more?
Yeah, of course.
So I hear on the NBA, different people talking behind the scenes about this guy. He's so underrated and everything. So, but was this guy really good? Maurice Cheeks, was he really a good guy, or he just, or like how you feel about Maurice Cheeks? They say he's a good guy, but he's very underrated when he was as a player.
I tell you another one, all-time great as far as point guards played, great defense. He's definitely one of the all-time leaders in steals. Mm-hmm. So the guy was a great defender, a great floor leader, and he just was not very aggressive taking his shot. He could have been a 20-10 guy in my opinion, but he played with, again, Dr. J, Moses Malone. He played with a lot of other scorers. McGinnis, I think, might have been there when he first came in as a rookie. So he didn't take a lot of shots. He was never aggressive offensively, but one of the greatest defensive point guards ever. And I'm not just saying that because he was a Sixer, but a great player.
Yeah, Mo Cheeks. He was. That's why I thought he was going to be a better coach, too. I mean, he was a pretty decent coach, but it just didn't like.
But that's what I was saying. Like, players talk about him all the time. He love him. Like Westbrook says all the time how he helped his game as a person. He's a great guy and all that kind of stuff. So it's different players say him as a coach, but I never seen him play, so I didn't know until your daddy said like he didn't score as much, but he could have. But I didn't know how he played.
It's so crazy that during the pandemic they were showing some old classic matchups. And we saw a series. My son and I sat down. They showed a game out of the series the year, I think it was 85. Yeah, when they won the title, when they knocked out the Celtics, and they were calling Andrew Toney the Boston Strangler. That was my favorite player. I wore his jersey. I try to emulate his shooting style and everything. But they knocked out the Celtics, so AJ and I got to watch that game, and he got to see how great Larry Bird is or was. Dr. J. See those types of players back then in their prime, how good at Magic, Worthy, all those guys, Jamal Wilkes, his weird shot, and then seeing them beat the Lakers down. We watched the entire series. They played that. So that was really, really cool that he got to see that and the way it was at that time. Not a replay where somebody's talking over the broadcaster. It was Dick Stockton and whoever at the time, and it was just absolutely great. So it was really great to see those things with him and for him to see those guys the way they were and how great they were compared to the way the game is played today.
Yeah, for sure. And like you said, because I've seen highlights of those guys playing and things like that, but to sit down and watch a whole game, like where you can see them off ball and just kind of see really what their game was like or what they were doing. And then Dr. J, he did come and like dominate a couple of sequences in a row and things like that. So it was really cool. And that was during the time when there was no sports, when we had that like dark period of like 60 days or however long, 45 days last year so they were playing all the old stuff. So that was a lot of fun. I wanted to see what you thought about who was it? Oh, Mom's in the building. What's up, Mom? She says 4-5-4. It was supposed to be 4-4-4 though, but it didn't work out quite like that. But no, I had a football player. Oh, what did you think of LT, the linebacker?
Wow. Obviously, we saw what he did to Joe Theismann's leg. Very, 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 very terrible, terrible injury. One of the worst things I've ever seen live on TV in my life. But yeah, LT was a monster. He is the model of what all these modern day linebackers want to be. I mean, LT, before it was ever done before, he covered tight ends out of the backfield. He rushed the passer and got sacks. He could cover big wide receivers if you needed him to. He could do whatever you needed him to do. He was so versatile. And Bill Belichick and Bill Parcells really just turned him loose. They really got all they could out of him. And definitely probably the first versatile linebacker in NFL history, and definitely one of the greatest players ever. He's had his off the field issues, and I don't care about that, but certainly Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Great linebacker.
Mom got a great question there.
So we could do this one. Yeah, okay. So Mom says, who would your all-star starting NBA lineup by position? Who would be your?
Laura, you're doing this to me. This is your trouble. It's very, very hard, and I wouldn't even say you could say that this is necessarily the greatest player at that position, but off the top of my head, without trying to do years of research and stuff, I would probably put Olajuwon at center, Duncan at power forward.
Look at you.
Dr. J at small forward.
Now you lost me.
Magic Johnson at the point guard. And then the two guard has got to be, of course, MJ. No question about that. So we
got the same one pile stuff for that Dr. J one. You got to take him off there, man.
Who's better? Who's better?
LeBron James.
Well, first of all, LeBron James never plays his position. He always plays out of position because he's too lazy to play defense. So so let's get that straight right there.
We can't say lazy, Pops.
Doesn't have the class or leadership of Dr. J. So
we can't say lazy, Pops. He went to 8 straight finals, and this is 17 career, so he's probably tired.
I will say defensively on Miami though, they were crazy there. Defensive Miami, he was killing it.
He has stepped up his game, but let's be honest, LeBron, to me anyway, and AJ and I have talked about this many times, the first 3 or 4 years of his career, he really didn't take it seriously. He didn't really play with all the ability as he has. If he had done that, there's no telling what he would have been. But
you preach to the choir.
He slacked off for the first few years and he didn't play defense unless it was one big block at the end of the game to get some publicity. He didn't do the things he's doing now consistently.
I still say to this day Eric Spoelstra is one of the best things that ever happened to him.
The worst coach in the history of all time to win anything.
I'm just saying, man. He did a lot for the.
He's a video coach. He doesn't coach.
He put him in the post. If it wasn't for that, he would never have gotten there. Period.
No, Pat Riley did that. Eric Spoelstra hasn't coached.
He wasn't even there. He was sitting up top, wasn't doing nothing about it.
He's coaching the team, and you heard what he said when LeBron got ready to leave. What did Pat Riley say? He said, "Men stay, or you can run and go, or whatever." He was talking directly to LeBron. He was challenging, But Eric Spoelstra is a video coach, and he's an expert at setting up schemes and stuff. But he doesn't coach. Pat Riley coaches that team.
I totally disagree as someone who watches the Miami Heat.
No, Spoelstra is a joke. I'm sorry. He's the worst coach, as I say, to even win a little league matchup, any type of thing. Terrible.
I agree with Pops because he'll never win another one without LeBron in the way.
Terrible. Terrible.
He came a long way for sure. We've talked about Spoelstra for sure when we had the Spoelstra versus Steve Kerr matchup. I remember that was another classic SLAC episode.
That's a silly question. Steve Kerr took some guys that Mark Jackson, who always runs his mouth, couldn't do anything with, and won multiple titles with them. Steve Kerr is a real coach. Spoelstra is not.
How do you figure? You literally just said Eric Spoelstra wouldn't win a championship without Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. Their first championship they wouldn't have won had LeBron. If Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love were healthy, they wouldn't have won that first championship.
We can't
say
they
came back from 3-1 and beat them, and then they went and got Kevin Durant, which won their last two. I completely disagree.
You can't say that. You know, people say, "Oh, if the Lakers hadn't had injuries the year the Sixers swept them, that may have been a different story." You have to go with what you have. And again, to me, Pat Riley is coaching that team. No one can convince me that Spoelstra coaches anything.
Pops, I love you to death, but you literally just proved my point. Pat Riley still also had Shaq and Dwayne Wade, who was averaging 30 points and a 30 per in that finals. Like, that team wasn't losing to anybody.
Maybe, maybe not, but the bottom line is Spoelstra wasn't coaching them.
But then 2 years later, he wins back-to-back and would have won 3 if LeBron would have got his stuff together. He only averaged 17 points a game in that finals. But Dwayne Wade averaged like 32. So you're basically saying the exact same thing I'm talking about.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that he coached them about the same as Joe Paterno coached Penn State in the last few years of his career. He is not a coach. He is not a coach. He's not a coach.
Do what you want to do on offense as long as you get a stop on defense. He forced them to play defense.
No, he didn't. He's not a coach. Pat Riley did anything that's been done there. And I'm sorry, but
So you put Spoelstra up there with Steve Kerr as coaching wise?
Steve Kerr.
Oh, okay.
Yet again, I'll give last year. Everybody was injured. I'll give them that. The only person they're missing this year is Clay, and they're still planning to play it. And I get it; it's in the West, but at the same time, like as much as we want, the thing that differs between Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr is that he's more likable. He appeases more to his players and makes them want to play different. Mark Jackson taught them defense. Mark Jackson
didn't teach them anything. Mark Jackson is a moron. He didn't teach them anything. He was the worst. He's kind of like to me, Roberts on the Dodgers. He is what held it.
They gradually got better every single year, hit 50 games, and they let him go. And then Steve Kerr came in and inherited.
They made a great decision. They made a great decision.
Right. I'm not saying that firing him wasn't a bad decision. What I'm saying is, it's okay. So, for example, same thing with like Matt Rule. Every team he touches, as the years go on, his teams get better. The Warriors were horrendous. They were horrible and got better each year under Mark Jackson.
But here's my
50-win team.
Okay, but here I have a simple question. Would the Warriors have won a championship with Mark Jackson coaching them? The answer is no.
I think so. They got one more year. I think he would have got one.
If they got one more year, they would have probably not made the playoffs. He is horrible.
If that same team played LeBron's injured Cavs, they probably would have won.
And if Godzilla had a babysitter, you can't just be making stuff up now. No, you can't make up.
I'm not making stuff up. We literally just got done talking about a bunch of ifs and ands. Like,
it's the same thing they did with the Bucks when they fired
as a kid
Tony Dungy and brought in John Gruden. What did John Gruden do? He took Tony Dungy's squad and got credit for winning the Super Bowl. The bottom line is that happens sometimes. Yeah, and I'm telling you, Steve Kerr took a great set of guys that Mark Jackson couldn't do anything with because he's not smart enough to, and he took them to a championship level. Mark Jackson is terrible. Did you see him play?
I do agree. I do agree with Trizzy. I do agree with Trizzy on that, but I think he did make them relevant again because the Warriors was a laughing stock. But when Mark Jackson got there, he did make him better. Or do you think? I think the players made him a good coach?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. AJ could have coached those players. Come on.
But AJ also coached the same Warriors with Kevin Durant. It's exactly what I'm saying. Like when you have some of the greatest players on the same team.
And
okay, so let me put it like this. I understand you're a 76ers fan, right? I get you're a 76ers fan.
it has nothing to do with the Sixers. Steve Nash is going into it right now. They have
That's
all
what
this talent. Why are they winning? Because he's not a coach. He's not a coach.
Exactly. Steve Nash hired some bums. I think Coach D'Antoni's a bum. Amari Stoudemire's never coached a day in his life, but he has Kevin Durant. But he has Kevin Durant.
So they might as well have Mark Jackson on their staff. That is what you're saying.
And they still win a championship.
They won't win anything.
Yes. Well, they're going to get out the East.
They will not win a championship with Steve Nash as their head coach. That much I'd be willing to bet everything I own on. It's not going to happen.
You're going to have some callers.
Terrible.
You're going to have some callers on that.
Terrible.
We'll see, but I don't want to put all that on him because this is just his first thing. But what I will say as far as the Steve Kerr and the Mark Jackson situation, what Mark Jackson did for them, he definitely gave them the green light. He recognized the talent that Curry and Clay had to say, basically, we're bad enough. You can take any shot. A normal coach or before that would have been like, no, we need to limit it. We need to do this or that. I think that did end up changing the game, especially because of how good they were as shooters. And that did open up a lot. So that's what I think he did do for them. But I do agree that they needed a real, like Steve Kerr. I don't think that Mark Jackson would have won a title.
What you were going to say, a real
coach.
Thank you.
But the thing is, before Steve Kerr went to go and say he wasn't a coach.
Exactly.
Well, he was sitting there with Popovich though. He was sitting there with Popovich.
I know, but he wasn't like a coach like that. I'm saying instead his first head, it was like he's a head coach somewhere and came over there. He was his first time going.
But like Mark Jackson, I might be speaking out of turn, but wasn't he doing like kind of announcing stuff before he went to coach and then he went right back to announcing?
Exactly.
So it's not like he was working towards like I want to be a coach. He was just like, I'll take the team and see what I can do. Like Magic when he went and coached. I feel like it's more like that.
No, Magic was terrible. Y'all,
he was
I hope
terrible.
Y'all know that. Yeah, he was terrible.
He was probably.
He didn't do a full season.
I would agree with you if there was no success there, but there was success there.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's just like sometimes it's like startups though. They can come and they can start something up and they can get it to a certain level. And then what happens? Like vitamin water, Coca-Cola comes and buys them out
Brett Brown,
and makes them a real thing. You know,
the Sixers the rest of the way.
But my thing is too.
There was improvement every year, but Brett Brown wasn't a real coach. Same thing with Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson, do you listen to him call games? Does anything he say make sense?
He's terrible at the announcing. I don't like the announcing.
The NBA has some of the worst announcers in general. Like it's not just Mark Jackson.
How you guys think A-Dub and Pops? How you think if Kevin Durant would have never went there? How you think Steve Nash's career would have been the coach? You think he still wins that many championships?
Steve Kerr, you mean?
Yeah, without Kevin Durant.
I don't know because the thing is they were going to have to do it the hard way, right? When they were winning before, the sexy part was the 3-pointers, but the real difference was they were playing defense, they were doing all the dirty work, and they were passing the ball. So,
but look at this. But look at this too. Like say if the Thunder 3-1, they win a series, we talking about a whole different Warriors thing. They lose,
right?
Then you don't get Kevin Durant. So what are the Warriors at? What are they for their legacy? You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree
the same
because
team.
They're fractions away from only winning one championship, and that was against a depleted Cavs team. Like they're that, but that's the way history goes. Instead, they're also fractions away of winning 4 out of, you know what I'm saying, winning 4 in 5 years if they wouldn't have gotten hurt against the Raptors. So they're somewhere in the middle.
But I give them that championship. They could have a championship. I don't care about the depleted. I'm just saying that if you don't get the Kevin Durant, you lose to the Thunder. Then Steve Kerr, a great coach. That's the thing.
But I love that we're coming back around because years before SLAC, when Kevin Durant first went there, and we talked about this because we were talking about sports at that time, Marcus. I was saying the whole time, the Warriors are not dumb, and Kevin Durant's not dumb for doing that. They needed to get better. Harrison Barnes was a weakness. They replaced it with the best small forward in the league. So they needed to get better. Everybody's sitting over there saying, you went to the team you lost to. Oh, it's not fair. The NBA is not. No, they needed to get better. They needed Kevin Durant to keep going.
And as they were winning championships, like you said, they realized they had a weakness and had to get better. Bucks had a weakness, got rid of Winston, got Brady. Guess what happened? Cha-ching, rings. It's that simple.
Yeah, so I think that we got to give them credit for that. People were saying, oh, they're like not fair against the league. They were like, no, we need to squad up. You know what I'm saying? But it was pretty dirty once Kevin Durant got there. I mean,
but the way we talk, the way I talk about sports, I still give Kevin Durant asterisk on those 2 championships because that's not to me. That's not really winning. Like he knows it too. He always have an asterisk by those 2 championships
But I don't think that's fair, Marcus, because you're saying though you went to a great team, but it's like you won though. So what about the Heat though? It's not the same when the Heat came together. Well, we don't put an asterisk on those. I wouldn't.
So would you say that the Heat team is better than that Golden State team?
That's not the point. The point is, did they win the championship that year?
No, but you're saying it's not fair. But I'm saying that Golden State team is who's gonna beat that team though. I'm saying that's a great team ever assembled, pretty much.
But the Raptors beat them because they were hurt, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I don't like to put an asterisk next to it because I would never blame somebody for being the best that they can be. You can't say, "Oh, you're beating them too bad."
Weakness.
Like
it's just like Mookie Betts joining the Dodgers. Again, the Dodgers' biggest weakness, the whole world knows, is their manager. Dave Roberts is a moron. Puts them in bad situations year after year. So what did they do? They went out and got probably one of the best outside of Mike Trout, the best player in baseball. And what did it do? It got them over the hump. The Sixers kept getting there, getting to the finals and losing, getting to the Eastern Conference. What they do? They went out and got the baddest rebounder on earth, and they won the title. Sometimes it only takes one player. And again, if you're a great player and you want to win, why would you go join some losers? You would join winners. And so Durant made a great decision. AJ said well before he signed, he's going to the Warriors, and that's going to make them even better. And I was like, no way, he's not going to pick the Warriors, but it made perfectly good sense. As you win championships, teams see your weaknesses. And again, Harrison Barnes was their weakness.
Oh, definitely.
Replace Harrison Barnes with freaking Kevin Durant. That's a little bit of an upgrade, I think.
Oh, that's a major. But that's just my opinion. I just think he could have gone on that team. This is how it went. And people say, "Oh, it's the same LeBron," but it's totally different what LeBron did.
I don't think so. What is
it's totally different because he didn't go to a team that was a 7-3 winning team.
True, but he joined buddies that he wanted to play with.
But Chris Boston, he didn't play for the Heat though. He came with him over there.
They all joined. He
joined them. That's what I'm saying. He joined.
But I'm saying, but LeBron didn't. That team was not even good that year before either. Like, so it's not the same thing.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just saying I don't have any problem with a player saying, "What's my best chance to go make it happen?"
When Shaq left Orlando, where did he go? He wanted to win titles. He went to the Lakers. He didn't go to the Cavaliers. He didn't go to the Clippers.
But the reason why I was saying so, I would say it's like so to me when LeBron lost to the big three, the Celtics, LeBron should have went to the Celtics. That would have been cool.
He should have went wherever he wanted to go.
But it wasn't even that time though, too, right? That wasn't when he was leaving, right?
No, but I'm just saying that's what Kevin Durant pretty much did. They beat him, so he went and joined them. So LeBron could have went to the Celtics and joined them. Like I said, I don't have a problem with him. Durant either going over there. This is the way he did it. He went after
he didn't like the visual of it, right? But what if they wouldn't have even matched up against the Warriors, right? If they wouldn't have went, or what if they would have matched up with the Warriors, but they got beat 3-1 or 4-1 or 4-2? Would it have been the same, or is it because they were up 3-1?
Yeah, and they lost because of him. They're the reason they lost because Klay Thompson hit 60 on you, and you try to play Westbrook. No, you watch that whole game. Klay killed you. I'm gonna go over there with them, you know. And the same thing too when he was talking all he knows about the Heat. But remember, he was talking all he knows. The tweets about, "Oh, you going to team up with him?" But then it's a whole bunch of how he did it. Yeah. Like I said, it's cool. But the whole thing is, I just think the Steve Kerr thing. I think he's a great coach on how he did the offense, but it could have been different if some things would have happened, you know. So and the whole thing was true. I don't think Mark Jackson was a terrible coach. I just think, well, he could have been because he never got another job after that. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. So who knows?
I don't know. But no, that's fun stuff. That's fun stuff because it is cool how like things happen, right? And circumstances happen and it changes a lot of things. But me personally, I feel like Kevin Durant was going to go to the Warriors ever since that Olympic team. They were piling up and they were talking about it already. And Klay were over there like, yo, we're getting rid of Harrison Barnes. His contract's coming up. You're coming up. You know what I'm saying? I heard Westbrook.
It's just different.
I feel like it was already going to happen.
Yeah, it's different how I was brought up, how I was raised. Like somebody beat you down like that, you don't go join them. That's all. That's my big bully come and beat you. You don't be, oh, you my friend. My dad, no, you're gonna fight him. You're gonna beat him up. So that's my whole thing.
I think we kind of have the same standpoint because we kind of stand in the same part with the whole Kevin Durant thing. I think from a competitive standpoint, I think it was one of the
maybe not the best look, but at the end of the year,
But you can't double team.
He's in the record books. Like you can't put an asterisk next to
Yeah,
it because
I mean, like,
you can say that team was too
take
good.
away the title that they won.
No, you can't take it away. He got it, but I'm telling you, it's an asterisk. It's just that you can't. That whole 2 seasons, you never got double team. You got the best shooter ever played the game, and you got the second best shooter ever played the game on your team. Plus you have to get asterisk. It just because you didn't fight for that. That's just my point. He didn't fight for that.
They still had to go out there and ball out.
No,
not really.
No.
Nothing's easy. Nothing's free in this world. Even if you can stack, that's the thing. You can stack the deck in your favor as much as you want. It still doesn't mean you're going to win. There are no guarantees.
But you still got to give another player or another team that did, Kevin Durant did. You can't because that'll never happen like that again.
I think Kevin Durant is easily the best scorer in the NBA, like from all aspects.
And the funny thing is, the fun thing is too, Kevin Durant knows though. He knows it's actually. That's why he went to over there to try to do it. He knows. It ain't the same.
That's why he's got all those fake Twitter accounts.
If you ask him, he rather win. He rather win 1-1 OKC than win and win how he did over there. But he had to get it. So I give you props. But he knows.
He'll never say it. He'll never say it.
Deep down, he knows.
I do think that is why he did go to the Nets, but I don't. But obviously, before Harden got there, a year later, that's not necessarily that he could like control. But I do think he did want to prove a point by leaving, because if the Warriors had to choose between KD and Draymond, you know who's out.
Green. Yeah.
You know who's gone. Like Green.
But see, the funny thing is, though, behind closed doors, if they had the opportunity to pick between KD and Curry, they'd pick KD if they were smart. I mean, I just think that that's realistically Curry was a Warrior for life, and the contract and everything like that. They didn't have that opportunity. But I mean, I'm just saying, if you ask them, realistically, those are the type of decisions you have to be willing to make.
Who you asking that? You saying like a Warriors
fan? No, I'm saying like the Warriors GMs, like they're whoever, like Curry.
So instead of losing KD, you lost Curry.
Yeah,
no, I don't think so.
Why not?
Yeah, they would have.
You think so?
You think so? Do you still think that though after the Achilles injury though?
Well, I'm just saying,
not even injury wise.
I'm just saying, like in a vacuum, like say before that last year, like. Yeah. Because everybody was speculating that before they lost to Toronto, everybody was speculating like KD, this is probably his last year. If there was a way that they could have rubbed the genie bottle and said right then, we want KD for the rest of his career and Curry can go, I think they would have picked KD. Why not?
100%. No, 100%. But let me kind of chime in and kind of say why too, because here's my like, man, I love Steph. Like Steph is an absolute monster, changed the game, all that fun stuff, right? But there is a weakness that Steph has that a lot of people don't look at. Steph doesn't make his team better. He does not. He's a great individual player, but he does not make his team better. That's why they have Draymond. You know what I mean? That's why they have Dre. Like, that's what Dre does. Steph does not.
Does KD do that?
Yeah, he does.
By default, he kind of does, just because he has size and he can stretch the floor.
Go back to KD's stats when he was on the Thunder, when he was averaging like 28, 7 and 7. Like, KD definitely does, and he played a lot better defense too.
But you gotta give me one. You gotta give me one reason how though. You can't say he does.
Well, I'm saying just based off of his size and the fact that he can stretch the floor.
Right, but here's the thing with Steph too, though. So from a superstar standpoint, when Steph doesn't shoot the ball well, right? When he has a bad shooting game, let's say he shoots 8 for 20 or 5 for 20, right? Steph doesn't get to the free throw line. You ever notice that? Like, he does not get to the free throw line. And when he does, it's based off of like a 3-point foul shot, whatever. So when he needs to slow the game down, that's something that he doesn't do. When Steph goes off, he goes off. But he doesn't stop the game. He doesn't get to the free throw line. He doesn't get fouled very often, and he doesn't usually have a lot of assists. When he has a high assist game, like, it's very, very rare. KD does a lot more. So like, if KD's having a bad shooting game, KD's getting to the line.
Or at least
he's helping on defense. He's getting his teammates involved. He does a lot more, in my opinion, than say what Steph does from just like a scoring, shooting point of view. And that's another thing I think that what makes Harden as well is if Harden's having a bad shooting night, he's also going to have like he going to get 12 assists. You know, he's going to go grab 10 rebounds. That's just something that Steph doesn't do. So that's another aspect of why I think like if they got to choose between like KD and Steph, they're going to go KD. He just does
better player,
right? Like from an all around standpoint. Like, and don't get me wrong, like Steph is still a beast. He's a monster. But I just feel like if
I would pick. That's the selection I would make.
Right.
The reason why I was kind of asking the question because I do agree with you. Not to make a team better. I still don't agree with that. But I'm talking about. I thought Golden State would say he's a golden child, pretty much. Like we'll never get rid of Curry. But you bring it up, it makes a little sense. You say they would have picked, but I don't know if the organization would have picked Kevin Durant over Curry though. Because Curry,
I don't trust organizations anymore. I don't even trust.
Well, if they were factoring in though, like fans things, like loyalty things like that, jersey sales, like it might be like they might not want to come out and be like, look, that cutthroat to get rid of Curry. So maybe they would have still picked him. But I'm just saying, like I was saying before, behind closed doors, like honest opinion, they'd be like, yeah, we'd rather have KD. Like,
God,
I feel like Lakers. I feel like the Lakers with Kobe was like another kind of last of the Mohican type deal of like. Nah, like I just don't trust organizations to be as loyal to their players as like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I was gonna say
even Pat let Dwayne Wade go.
Right, but I was gonna say like I thought you were gonna say like the Kobe and Shaq situation with the Lakers. Like when after they went down, like they asked Mitch Kupchak like right away, like and he was like, yeah, Shaq, like we're open to trading Shaq. Like they knew they weren't gonna coexist. He had to make that decision. At the time, people were like, what? You never go small over big, and Shaq is this and that. Yeah. But he was like, no, I got to see the bigger picture type of thing.
The longer term.
So I feel like if they had that chance with KD Curry, I don't know. But
I don't know, man. I can say I can see it, but I just don't know. They'd be like,
even
the fans though, I don't think the fans would like that though. The fans were like, nah, we want Curry. I think they did like a poll. I think smart wise, you do KD, but I just think.
But see, that's the thing.
And all that.
We contradict ourselves because if you ask the fans you want KD or Curry, they'll say Curry. But if you ask the fans you want more rings or less rings, they'll say more, right? So that you can't always get everything you want. Would you say less rings and Curry or more rings and KD?
But do you get more rings without Curry though? With KD by yourself with Clay?
Probably.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. I think it goes back to like when you go back to that, like who won the Finals MVPs each of those years? You know what I'm saying? Like
KD 100%. Like and even Curry knew when he got there. Curry was like, "Thank you, because you're gonna do a lot of that running around stuff, and I'm gonna just shoot my shots."
Yeah.
But the reason why I say without Curry, just him and Clay, I think he get those rings because all three of them there. I think. If Curry's there by himself with Clay, they don't win. I think KD, well, he's by himself in the West, they don't win either. That's all I'm saying. I think they needed each other to win those rings like how they did it.
But you just were saying it was too easy before, so they shouldn't have gotten so many players.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It's never too easy.
No. That's what I'm saying though. I'm saying it is. It's because all of them was there. I'm saying, yeah. That's my point. Either way, I don't think they're gonna win without all three of them there though. I'm saying. That's my whole point. That's why it was too easy. They all were there.
I think
that's why you don't earn it. To me, you earn it. You earn it when you do it without KD there. That's what I would do. Because I think we all know if Kyrie and Kevin Love would play that first one, they don't win. That's all I'm saying.
LeBron made it closer than it should have been based on how great the Warriors were and all that. So I don't know. Nina checking in though. First time slacker Nina says go Suns.
We got another Suns fan.
They're ready to lose in the first round. Either which way it goes. But
wait. We can't lose. We can't lose slackers like that, man. You gotta go here. Go Suns. You gotta wait at least the next episode.
We have to be honest too. No, but I'm glad. It is kind of cool that the Suns are in a playoff series because it used to be, the city would get a little bit of a buzz. So we'll see.
Last 10 years, I think it was.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
I don't know what team was that.
Sorry,
04?
That was gotta be honest.
No, 10 years, so it had to be 2011.
I think that they played against the Lakers in like 09 or 08.
I'm trying to see who's on that team. I think is Murray still on that team? Maybe.
Had to have been.
I think that was the last time.
Yeah, before he went to the
Raja Bell and all that.
Remember that one time too when they went against Raja Bell when they went against Kobe and he wrangled him. He did like the clothesline.
Yeah. And that's the theory he did like he's the number 8, right?
Yeah.
I think he's the number 8. Or no.
So that must have been earlier than. We'll have to look it up. We'll clean it up.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I think though that's pretty much. I guess we're final say. I did have one thing to say for final say. I did want to say a big thank you to all the slackers that have been with us along the way. 90 episodes, that's pretty cool. I did want to give a big shout out to Marcus for helping us get this thing off the ground from the very beginning. He was the one that literally pressed record on our first show and was like, I'll handle this stuff until you guys kind of, figure out, be less of an idiot and figure out a little bit how to push a couple buttons by yourself.
While we figure this shit out.
Yeah, we didn't do no videos, huh? We just did audio, right?
We did audio for like the first probably like 15
yeah, you're right.
17 episodes.
Crazy.
And we
Podbean and stuff. Yeah.
So we can't
Exactly.
so on 100 episodes, we can't even show no video.
Well, I think we have video. Like you still had them on those thumb things. We have the MP4.
Oh,
Technically,
you
we
just ain't
used
post
them.
on YouTube. You're
Right.
You're
So we
right.
still have some video. But yeah, it's been really great. Definitely want to give a big shout out to my boy Strizzy though for kind of like making this thing happen too. This show literally kind of started in the parking lot because Strizzy and I would always be like leaving somewhere. We'd be debating it. We'd be like never leaving. Just like right now, we try to do our show, but then we get onto something and we just got to keep it moving because we got to finish out our topics.
At least the West Coast ain't playing tonight. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. If the West Coast played tonight, we'd have had to wrap.
If the Lakers or sister was playing, it would have been express.
If this was Warriors Lakers, I'd be like, you know what, Pops, you right. we gotta go. We gotta go. Look, I'm gonna take the L on this one. Look, like
Exactly.
we gotta watch this game.
Exactly. So, but no, yeah, it started like that, debating or arguing, whichever.
It's all love. You know what I'm saying? It's all love.
Exactly. A little bit of both.
It's all love. Like Pops knows I love him to death. I mean, I've known this man for a very, very long time. Like me and Alex are going on 15, 16 years now. You know what I'm saying? Like we've known each other for it's almost 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? And what 2000 or 2025, 2026, dog, it'll be 20. So
yeah,
I've known this man and his family for a very long time. I love Marvin like a father of my own. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you, young man. And like you said, it's all good. And that's the one thing I love. I can imagine you two going at it the same way over there. It's like I could totally imagine that.
Right, absolutely. But like you said, man, it's all love.
Absolutely.
I'll see us arguing. It's not arguing. That's like a father son going at it right now.
Exactly.
Like you crazy? Ain't no way. Like it's all love. You know what I'm saying? I love that man for sure.
Yes.
And sometimes I feel the same way. I'm like, y'all need to check me. If I'm wrong, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. But that's what it's all about for sure. Yeah. And it's been definitely a fun ride. And one thing too that you guys know about us is very important. Is family is very important. You know what I'm saying? Family is one of the number one things. So one of the things I wanted to talk about for Final Say is about family. Let me see if I can grab this without bringing it down. But I did want to talk about this real quick. This is a book drive. This is a book on the night you were born. Every year we do a book drive for my nephew Sebastian. His birthday is coming up on June 3rd. Sebastian is our angel. He lived from June 3rd to June 14th. So every year, what we do is we give out this book in his honor to every baby that's born at Thunderbird Hospital where he was born and where they took care of him while he was here with us. We're big on reading, and reading is a great way you can bond with your little ones. That's something that my sister got to do with Sebastian while he was here with us. So that's a big thing. On the inside of the book, we do have it's from in memory of Sebastian James. And what we do is we do a book drive. We ask people to either donate books or donate money. If you guys are interested in participating, we'll put the posts or we'll put the links up there. But there's an Amazon wish list. You can buy a book. It's $5. And the book goes to a baby that's born between June 3rd and June 14th. So that's something we do every year. Definitely would love if you guys want to be involved in that, please do. But we'll be posting some things on there on the SLAC Instagram page as well about that. But yeah, that's something we do for Sebastian. And again, like we said, family is one of the most important things. And I've been so happy that we've been building this SLAC family together for 90 episodes. And we'll see where it keeps going. But that was that. And yeah, anything else you guys want to say real quick before we part off?
I feel like we end with that. I feel like we end with that.
All right, so we'll post that up. I'm gonna try to post it in here. I'm gonna try to get the link to the
we
Amazon
definitely gotta do that, man. Instead of just saying that, we definitely gotta do that. So
yeah, absolutely.
What I gotta do, I want to do that too.
For sure.
Well, gentlemen, it was a pleasure, and I will see you on episode 100.
Yes,
yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Pops, for being here. we're gonna either be in person or we're gonna potentially be in Vegas if we can get the backdrop right. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something really special for number 100. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to also. Another thing we want to do is start dropping some other little videos on our YouTube channel. Keep the content going. We're going to be doing a Cowboys schedule review. We're going to go through the schedule and kind of talk about the games, do some predictions, probably Pops, Marcus, and I. And then Strizzy, I want you and I, we're going to sit down and do a Panthers one as well. So watch the YouTube for more things coming. And definitely we appreciate all the support. And I think that was Say Like a Champ episode 90. It's your boy A-Dub.
What's Strizzy, yo?
Get your cup. Get your merch. Hold up. Get your merch. Get it.